Welcome to today's videos. We got some exciting news today. A little bit update on the car, the drift event. I recently just got back. However, before we get into those two stuff, look at the updates in the garage. So a little bit on the garage update. You can tell there's so much more light in here now with the garage closed. I went ahead and upgraded the bulbs to those big LED bulbs that you find on Amazon. You remember there's a whole pile of stuff right here. Well, now there's less, because most of them are either on the wall right there. Also picked up a storage right on top of the garage there. All right, so recently got back from drifting with the boys at Mid Pond. If you don't know Mid Pond, or if you're not from the southeast, basically Mid Pond used to be a go-kart track out in Alabama. But Ken, the current owner right now, bought it, decided to use it as a drift course, basically. Ken would host public days once a month. He would also have private days as well. So the six of us decided to rent the whole track to ourselves for 8 hours. We got there really early, drift all day, camped overnight, and then left the next following morning. It was an awesome event. All the boys got to hang out, and some of our other friends who don't drift got to hang out with us. It was just a nice time to be out and about drifting, drinking, after drifting with the boys, and just kind of hanging out, But the car, honestly, the car did great. Unfortunately, I didn't get to film a lot of videos. So, as I'm talking, there'll be pictures shown because we had a photographer there. But I did manage to get one good recorded lap, and I'll show you that right now. So the car felt great. I drove great. I don't know what it was with that track or that day or what I ate, what I wore, but something clicked, and I was able to link pretty much 95% of the track. The other 5% was in the back. There's a long straight, and this car, I just could not manage the straight. But other than that part, the car did great. I did hit the rev limiter probably a good bit of time. It didn't overheat, nothing. I had no issues despite alignment, which actually is the reason for this video. When I did the alignment on this, camber was about 3.5 degrees or something like that, negative 3.5 degrees, and the caster was like 6.3 or 6.5, I don't remember. So I went on Serialnine's website and bought this piece. This is Serialnine's extended lower control arm for the IS300. It extended about 25 millimeters, which is about an inch or so. But the biggest thing is this not only gives me an extra -3 camber, but it also gives me a little bit more caster as well. And the best part is this thing is cast, so it's not cut and welded or anything like that. It's one full solid piece, and I went ahead and upgraded to their bushings. Now, because this is indeed longer, I do need longer inner and outer tie rods. I already have longer outer tie rods. On this one, I'm running the GS300 outer tie rods, but I'm still running stock inner. So Serialnine do recommend running the JZX100 inner tie rods, which are about an inch longer. However, the only problem that I see with that is that if you do bend an inner tie rod, you're kind of out of luck there. We don't really have those here other than if you import one. So I kind of did some research, did some measurements, and I found a replacement. I found out that the 06 Toyota Prius is practically the same as the JZX100 inner tie rod. So the length of it is about an inch longer, but the thread pitch and everything is pretty much the same. So, which is really nice because I'm sure there's plenty of those out there. And if I, like I said, if I ever been an inner tie rod, I can go down to an auto parts store and just pick up one real quick. Yeah, let's go ahead and put this on the jack stand and let's get to it. All right, so one of the reasons why I wanted to get the Serialnine extended arms is to extend the track width out a little bit for really the biggest reason. So you can tell right here, so first of all, it's super muddy, so it's called mud pond sometimes, but you can tell my tires are rubbing right there, but also right there on the caster arm or tension arm. It's also rubbing right there as well on the inner wheel. Reason because my advance offset are so weak, so it's like kind of pushed in too close or pushed into the engine bay there. So hopefully with the arms I'll get a little bit more clearance. If not, I may run a wheel spacer bigger than a 5 mil until I order the right wheel. So let's go ahead and bolt the control arms and let's get to it. So I got the stock lower removed. Sorry for the noise. Wife and daughter is in the garage for moral support. But if you look on here, if I have it angled right, these two mount points same, these three are the same, but the biggest difference is right here. If you look, they extended this part right here another inch, so that's how you get the camber. However, if you look where the knuckle is, this is pretty much kind of centered right here. However, Serialnine moved this part a little bit, so that will give you the added caster. So, like I said, I went ahead and upgraded the bushing to Serialnine bushings. In the past, I had the Super Pro, which works great, but I'm gonna keep these as spares just in case if I ever, manage to somehow break one. I have one in the parts bin. The other one showed too the difference of the tie rod. So if you look right here, this is the OEM IS300 tie rod, and this is the 06 Prius tie rod. So if I put these somewhat close there, you can tell that this is about an inch longer. So this should work. So I'm gonna go ahead and button this back up, put this back in, and see how it goes. All right, so I am going to take a short break. I have a slight problem. The new tie rod, I can't fit an adjustable wrench right there because it's so shallow or so small. Whereas the IS300, I have a lot more space, so this could fit right there perfectly. This one I can't. So I'm probably gonna go to Harbor Freight, something like that, and just grab one of those tie rod tools thing. All right, so it's the following day. Yesterday we got pretty good stopping point, and then went to go to the pool with my daughter and wife. Needless to say, we got a little bit too drunk, and I went home and just passed out. Couldn't get the tie rod fully locked in because we didn't have any space, but I went out and bought one of these tie rod tool things. It's pretty much like a clamp that clamps around that, and then you can lock it in. So let's finish that side, and hopefully it works.
You gotta tap it yourself. Is this thing on? You know what to do with it? Why they need it?
You still need to show your harmonica.
Oh, is it in your car, Jimmy?
All right, so I got this side pretty much hand tightened, buttoned up, nothing torqued yet, but I just want to see the difference. And so far, like, I don't know if you can tell on camera, it's actually noticeable different, obviously, but this thing sticks out a little bit more. You see where the camber is. This is what it looked like before, so pretty much almost flush. Almost. I mean, it's -3 camber, but yeah, it's sick. So I'm gonna put the car back on jack stands there and finish the other side, and you know, hopefully it goes well. But so far, I'm pretty happy with it. I also forgot to mention, I do have a suction cut mount here that I will mount on the sunroof there. That way I can start filming in-car footage there, and you know, see what I do good and what I don't do good while driving. So that would be helpful, and you guys can see some more in-car footage driving. I'm sweating because it's the middle of the summer, but yeah, that's pretty much it. So like I said, I'll finish the other side, and I'll look forward to seeing you guys soon. Hopefully in the next video it'll be us driving on the track and testing how this extended load control arm grows. So thank you for watching, and stay tuned. Thanks. Peace.